What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through politics so you don't drown too. I am just a man trying to bring common sense to the world where common sense isn't so common. You know, with the uprising of back in my day, it was reality TV, and now it's all these podcast channels, and you got all of these people who are now propping up all over the place. Of course, you're going to see these pages that pop up that make somebody like me sit there and go, huh, that's strange. Courtney Ryan seems to be this genuine person. And then I'll look into them a little bit more and I go, oh, huh, that's funny. Steve Harvey seems to be a cool person. Then my mom, when she was alive, told me, and I'm just like, oh, here's another case in point, and we'll dig into it a little bit. But let's get into the video, shall we? Just a little bit here.
How do you feel about open relationships?
Oh my God, I think they're the dumbest idea in the entire world. Just stop saying you have an open relationship.
Yeah.
Say that you want to fuck a bunch of people and this is your favorite one. That's all it is.
That is all it is.
It's never gonna work. I'm such a monogamous person. The idea of my person being with somebody else is just, it breaks my heart, honestly. I would hate that.
I could never share the person that I want to be with.
No, and if that's possessive, so be it.
How do you feel about...
Now, granted, the man's answer's perfect. I think this guy, he's a comedian. Apparently, he's very attracted to a lot of ladies. He goes to the gym, right? And the girl's response is pretty good until the point that I started to see her clothes. Until I see what she's wearing. And I'm not a judgmental asshole, but where has it gotten us to not be at least wise with the way that we view people at this point? Where has it gotten men? The bottom of the barrel, used as tools. If you don't do exactly what they want, you're completely destroyed in society. We're talking about women here. Where does this lead us? Again, they're doing it to us. They eliminated 70% of us just based on how we look. They don't gotta know shit about us. Absolutely nothing. Or they'll give you a chance based on how much you bring to the table, and they'll still be messing with somebody else on the outside. So when I see a woman say that she's not open to sharing an X, Y, and Z, for some reason, I don't like it. My head says red flag, this person is full of shit. And this person may not be full of shit. But when I see a lot of ladies, I've noticed something. I haven't noticed it. This is something I've been new. I don't know when I've noticed it, but this is not something I just noticed. Women are adaptable in the way of manipulation. Let's put it like that. Men can adapt, right? We adapt to war. We adapt to the workforce. We adapt to taking on different challenges and solving problems. Women, on the other hand, and it is not all women, but women, on the other hand, you don't get a straight answer from them unless you decouple or detangle. You know that word Jada Pinkett Smith uses? You got to detangle women away from women. If you want a girl to grow up proper, keep her away from social media if she's been affected with social media and all this other shit that's online. Keep her away from that and watch her slowly her brain starts to work again. And then she can stand on her own and make decisions and all of that. But as long as she's connected to I was gonna say Matrix, haha, no, not today. As long as she's connected to that mainframe, they're not truthful because they want everybody to like them. They want to be acceptable. They want to be tolerable. So when a woman sits here and says something like she doesn't believe in this, but she's dressed the way that she is, it made me do some digging. Who is this individual saying this? Well, because I mean,
it's funny how guys will do. I wrote a book of poetry one time. I went to this little daycare. Hey, at least
I have a brain injury, and most people don't know that unless you watch Kill Tony or you hear me talk.
So yeah, she can dress a certain way, right? She definitely.
You hear me talk, you're like.
I wrote. It's funny how
do you feel about open...
So it's not like as though she doesn't know how to dress, right? She definitely knows how to dress because, and again, whenever women already snitched on themselves when they said before, when it comes down to women, when it comes down to seduction, when it comes down to sex, if a woman is wearing matching bra and panties and you're about to go get some, that wasn't your choice, player. She decided that already. She decided that ahead of time. She absolutely knows what she's wearing. And in my eyes, If I was in a relationship with this girl, who her name is Lauren Compton, I would feel real uncomfortable with that. If I was married to her, I would be real uncomfortable. And I know they're gonna sit there, oh, you're being controlling. What's the favorite word? What's the favorite word that they like to use? You're being insecure. No, no, no. It is a problem. So, and I knew I wasn't the only one that thought this. So Matt says she was hoping he would say yes so she can get him at the interview. She dressed for him. Dr. B, she was going to agree with whatever he said. Right? So desperate. Now, again, I don't know if she's really like this. There are some people out there, there are some women out there who they seem very open. Let's put it like this. And the problem with that is that when you sit there and you put yourself in these situations when you are so open, right? You're inviting bullshit. To be, there's a definition of insecurity where it's putting yourself into a harmful. I think it's putting yourself into a situation where you should not be. I forgot exactly how to. Somebody said the description of insecure. Really, like they defined it really, really well, like 2 days ago to me. But again, you're putting yourself in these situations where you're purposely trying to get eyes on you, or you're doing that single person activity. If you're dating somebody, guys and gal, and they are doing activities that says I'm single, your relationship is doomed. If a guy is out there and he's flirting and he's mixing with other women, your relationship is doomed, because we already know women love a dude who's taken. Women love dudes that's taken. They love guys who are taken, because what that means is that, oh, he's married. Oh, the homework was already done. I'm going to copy your work, start over. They have no problem breaking up a marriage between a woman and a man. And between men, if men see that a woman is open, that means that she's open. She's not off the market. So when they see pictures of girls and they're still half naked and they're in a relationship with you, or they're at a show where you can see her whole goddamn.
That is all it is.
Nah, buddy, absolutely not. Now, again, this is not so much about Lauren Compton, though. Now I don't trust women named Lauren after Lauren Southern, Tommy Lauren. I'll just never be able to do it again. I'm sorry, they ruined it for me. It's not so much about this individual, but this is just something that I'm observing and I'm putting it out to my viewers. Whether you be a guy or a girl, people need to stop putting their head in the sand and acting like there are not signs of this. Any other time that people sit there and they want to sit there and recognize signs, why can't guys recognize signs? Not only can we recognize signs, but act on those signs to prevent a heartache or prevent a headache in the future. So, Lauren Compton is actually married. This is a picture of her with her husband and her baby. It's not the first time she's been married. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this. Michael Korak replied with, "This is the guy who called her a 7. Okay. Michael Korak, he's batting above his average, that's for sure. Are you sure? How do you know that her husband wasn't the one that brought her ass back down to earth? Gave her a wake-up call. It could have been that. This is a problem. You got guys who learn to protect women, but women are not learning to protect men, right? And again, all I'm gonna say in this situation is that she's been married. She has a kid. She was married previously and got a divorce. Nothing's stopping her, but you gotta keep these chicks grounded. That's all that I'm saying. My man sat there and called her a 7. You know what's actually hilarious? There's a girl that I like, and she was like, "What do you rate me?" And everybody was rating her a 10 and shit. I was like, easy 7. Easy 7. Just a 7. Because I don't rate no girl no goddamn 10. That's crazy. And for you to be a 9, you got to be 9 goddamn perfect. And there's nobody who's perfect on this planet. I have my own algorithm of how I rate women. But I called her easy 7. And when she sat there, she said to me, why a 7? Right? And I said, well, for one, you're not wearing makeup. And that's not a hit against you. That's actually perfect. You're not prepped up. You're not trying to be the super duper beautiful girl, whatever like this. So a lot of people get upset when they're told that they're fives. I don't like giving girls numbers. I don't like calling girls mid just because they're out of my league or they played me or I don't have a chance. I hate people who do that. But you asked for a number, I gave you a 7. 7 is 2 above 5. 5 is average. There's absolutely nothing wrong with an average chick. Most guys want average girls. But if I sat here and called you an 8 or a 9, you would sit there and I would be just like every other fucking individual dude who's trying to get in your good graces, but they're inorganic and they're fake. They're artificial. I'm being 100 with you. She appreciated it. So maybe that worked on her. You know, maybe she heard something a little bit different. But again, I still wouldn't be comfortable.
I'm such a monogamous person. The idea of,
you know, maybe he's real confident with his wife who just had his kid, her whole titties out. Maybe. So let's read into her just a little bit. Compton, I'm sorry. Oops. Here we go. Who is Lauren Compton's ex-husband, Manuel Bluesky's job and divorce explained? Holy shit, it all makes sense. Manuel Bluesky is primarily known as a bass guitarist and has performed with the band Decker. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. She wanted to be that Amber Heard treatment. She wanted the rock star. She was willing to get this man agree. She settled. During their marriage, Bluesky's infidelity proved to be a significant source of strain, ultimately leading to the dissolution of their partnership. And yet you still got that man a green card. Oh, run. Oh, dog, what is these pictures of this woman, dog? Yeah. You know what? Okay. And there she is again, doing it again. This is something she does. Curious about Lauren Compton's ex-husband and his profession, many fans are intrigued by Lauren Compton's ex-husband and the reasons behind their divorce. While Compton has built a name for himself in the entertainment industry through her podcast, First Date with Lauren Compton, and various acting gigs, her personal life, including her marriage to Bluesky, remains less known. So, who is Manuel Bluesky and what led to their separation? Here is everything you need to know. In an out and about interview in August 2023, Compton revealed that her divorce from Manuel Bluesky, I hope I'm saying that right, prompted her to start her career as a stand-up comedian. She had done this to help deal with her depression from her divorce. Compton and Bluesky initially had a 2-year-long distance romantic relationship. During this time, they often switched residences between Italy, where Bluesky resided, and the United States, where Lauren hailed from. They tied the knot in 2012, however, during the Compton and a Pop TV Culture interview. Their marriage happened on account of Bluesky needing a green card. She admitted that if he had been American, they would have just continued dating. So, what this is already saying is she's willing to be sneaky snaky to make bad decisions to get what she wants. It didn't matter if the guy had money. I don't even know if the guy's attractive. I don't even want to look into the guy. I don't care about the guy. But again, these are the signs that you need to pay attention to. And again, she may be a saint. She may be innocent as hell and she just doesn't know. But these are the things that you as a man or even as a woman just switch things around a bit. You'll get your proper fitting. If you see these type of actions, and it's not sitting there saying you should judge everybody the fucking same, but if I was a man and homegirl's sitting here and she's laughing and she's giggling and her titties are all the way out the way that it is, I don't care what race you are, I'm gonna think you're open on the market. Especially if you're giving somebody like me attention like that, I gotta look at it like, hold up, there's a problem. And then we look into a little bit of the history and we find out she giving out green card. Okay. So I just want to look into some of the comments. Let's just look at some of the comments here. 9 out of 10, it's women pushing for open relationships. Why? So they can cheat without the guilt trip. They want the freedom to explore while keeping you on the hook. Meanwhile, if a guy even looks at another woman, he's the bad guy. I don't think that that's true. I think guys, I've seen, okay, how do I put this? I've seen guys in open relationships with girls, but the way that it goes with guys in open relationship with girls, they don't hide it. They don't hide it. They don't sit there. They pretty much on they're pretty much on the okay, you know I fuck with other girls though. And the saddest thing about it is that these girls think that they're so like these guys are so out of their league, like that they go for it. They're okay with that. And then their relationship ends up a goddamn train wreck. They're completely okay with that. Now I have seen girls into the idea of open relationships. However, luckily, majority of the girls that went in open relationships did not reveal that, unfortunately, to the guys. I remember seeing, again, the reason why this channel's conception was made because there was a girl that I wanted to fuck with. She was engaged and she was sitting there talking about some, again, with the manipulation, like how they're formless like water to get accepted. When I was bringing up some things to her about certain things, like she said that she was against feminism, and then in the same goddamn day, sat there and told me, she doesn't want to hear nothing about she doesn't want to hear no man keep another woman down. She said she doesn't like feminists, and she was talking about her friend who was a feminist, and then she's regurgitating feminist talking points. And what did she say? She didn't want to hear nothing about, oh, it's another, and she was talking about me giving her actual useful advice. And she was saying that oh, it's just another man keeping another woman down when she has her own place. She has her own car who was given to her by her family. So that some of that generational wealth type shit going down. She had a computer that was able to run the current game, which was Overwatch after some seasons at max settings. She got a pet, got roommates, all of this shit, got a job, all of this shit. And yet she sat there saying that men are keeping women down, and she doesn't want to hear out of my male mouth something that a woman should do. And she was engaged. There's some guy, after she told him no, because she felt like he wasn't passionate enough, and within 4 months, she slept with 5 different dudes, even let one nut up inside of her. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. And yes, it was I think she was actually Jewish, dog, because her last name might have been Jewish. But she supported BLM. Even when I sat there and was telling her, the crazy thing is, if they told you to kiss their fucking feet, would you do it? And she told me, her response was, no matter what, she doesn't want to believe that BLM can be a bad movement. This is the mindset of people who vote, dog. This is the mindset of a lot of these women sitting out here making these suicidal, empathetic laws, ruining nations. Anyway, let's continue. Open relationship is like an open source program we can share. I can never share the person I want to be with. That's a fucking wild sentence coming from the mouth of a woman who has shared her body with the entire planet. Oh yeah, forgot to tell you guys. She had an OnlyFans. Her nudes are out there. I'ma just put it, I've seen them. And you know what? Don't worry, I got you. Let's continue with the video. She's a hoe. What's her ad though? I'm asking for a friend. Again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with appreciating the human form. Ladies, I get it. You see some guy and he's swinging that thing, right? You may hate them negras, right? You may hate them, right? You may be following on Twitter and you seeing all of your favorite accounts and they hate blacks, right? And then you go to the gym and you see Tyrone in the gym and he's the nicest guy in the world. And you're like, damn, Tyrone is the nicest guy in the world. But really what you paying attention to, you see that thing between his legs. I get it. Listen, no woman can sit there and all I say is no woman should sit there and pretend to be upset that they want a guy with 666, right? Which is the sign of the devil. But a guy can't sit there and want a girl with big tits or a big ass. Not true, because guys don't like that fake shit. Some guys do, but they don't want that shit for the long haul. If a guy want a girl with a certain size legs or a certain type of physique, right? Maybe certain type of lips. I've seen them Russian girls with them those pouty lips. That shit drives me wild, dog. Right? You can't get mad if guys have preferences, and don't sit there and say that that's the patriarchy and all of this other bullshit. I thought her conscious choice of camera angle and barely their outfit was a bit distracted to the point she was making. Oh yeah, I know I'm not the only one who thought that. I know I'm not the only one who thought that. I want an open relationship is just saying that you want to be a whore while keeping the other person in reserve for when you need something besides getting laid. I don't care about open relationship. My focus on how the women is. Now, mind you, this is a person with a Trump picture. And I just gotta say, I'm so disappointed in MAGA right now, dog. Like, you don't understand. Like, I'm right at the edge, right? What was that, the Linkin Park song? I'm standing at the edge and I'm about to break. Like, I'm so fucking done. Like, I've been done with the left, but I'm done with the right at this point. I'm done with the fake Christians. I've lost more faith. I wasn't even religious before, and I've lost more faith in the people who had claimed to have faith, and it wasn't even the left that did it. What I'm learning about the left and the right is that their idea of fixing society is giving power to women. Have we learned nothing? Again, I see Nancy Mason. I see she got some nice titties. And again, some people don't like saying it this way, but I need you to understand something. It's just like appreciating the female form, dump some nice titties, but you batshit crazy. Just like J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling got some heavy over-the-shoulder boulders, but I don't agree with her stance. I don't listen to her bullshit because at the end of the day, we know that the shit that they're pushing is harmful. We know this. We know this. She may say some right things here or there, but to sit there and you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by the right's idea of giving women power, did you not see that bullshit law that they just passed or whatever, where they're sitting there talking about we're going to give $5,000 to every woman who gives birth in the United States? Why would that make guys want to give? So let me get this straight. So women having children now, and you're incentivizing them with money. Does this not sound familiar? Does this not sound familiar at this point? It's almost like there's a lot of women. You know what's funny? They sit there, and somebody said this recently to me. They said, do you know there's no women who are billionaires without getting that money through divorce? Like, name an actual and I was like, what about Oprah though? You know, that's how it took me a while, but that's sad that I had to go back to Oprah. How much is Oprah worth? Is Oprah even a billionaire at this point, dog? What is Oprah's net worth? I'm so sorry. I didn't even think about this. Oprah's net worth. She gotta be a billionaire. Yeah, she's $3 billion. Is she the most? Who's the richest woman? Who's the richest woman? All right, so the richest woman in the world as of April 19, 2025, large fortunes is Alice Walton, head to the Walmart fortune. And okay, cool. All right, okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna say, okay, sure. Damn, crazy. So the richest woman on the planet, none of their names, dog. I've never even heard of these women. Anyway, let's continue. Wasn't she in porn? If a hot guy like Matt says it makes perfect sense to women, if an ugly guy like me says it, I'm just jealous and possessive. And I've actually seen that play out where you had this woman feminist counselor who said, oh, I'm not saying it. And then she literally blurted out and advocated for polygamy. And it was in a video that I think I did upload because I was just so disgusted because they were talking about what was the problem with men. And it was two people, and it was supposed to be a debate, but they were both agreeing with each other. And then I looked into them more and more and found out they were both fucking feminists, a male and a female feminist. And it was just like, man, I can't listen to this shit. I can't listen to this shit. So, before we get into the finalness of this, I got to, dog. I got to. So somebody took it personally and said, Fuck everyone saying open relationships aren't real relationships. You have no reason to be disrespectful and mean over what consenting adults do. It's not for you, and that's okay, but that doesn't make it any less real of a relationship. Look at the bio. Free Palestine, Pittsburgh native, she, her, gender fluid, trans, taken, degenerate, upset that other people aren't accepting degenerate behavior. Is that a problem? I miss when degenerates knew that I miss when the degens knew that they were degens and knew that they weren't accepted, and they didn't lash out or try to trick other people into getting into their thing. Like, if it was something that was widely accepted, naturally, it would just happen over time. Instead, they try to force everybody else into their bullshit. And I kind of woke up on that when a girl that was super duper high, was a porn star, was messing with me when I was much, much younger. And she ruined that situation for me because she licked the toilet, dog. And I was like, yeah, I'm not okay with that. I've lost my erection. I'm sorry, dog. Anyway, let's get to the final stretch of the. Well, we could look at some of the like last quotes. Open relationships are still known as cheating. And if you don't want to be in a relationship with that person and want to date other people, then you are the type of person who should not even. I'm sorry. Open relationships are still known as cheating. And if you don't want to be in a relationship with that person and want to date other people, then you are the type of person who should not even be in a relationship. That's true. It's crazy when the reality is that men are more monogamous than women. Women are sluts. I don't know all about. I don't want to sit there and say all of that shit, dog. But what I will do for you guys is say that even when I'm 9 for 10, I still hit all of the right marks. So, because somebody sat there and said, "Oh, she doesn't have any. She's not a. She's just. Why is it? Why is it that if a girl wants to dress up a certain way, you guys consider her to be a whore or something?" I don't consider a girl who has her nudes online so much as a whore, as much as I just pay attention to certain things. That's all. And also, shout out to Microsoft Paint. You guys stepped up your job. You guys stepped up your app. It took like 20 fucking years, but now that you're able to remove backgrounds really accurately, it's really good stuff. Oh yeah, this is her, by the way. This is Lauren Compton. And we know it's Lauren Compton because of the tattoo on her booty butt cheek. Little heart sign right there. On one site, the pictures went up to like 280. And even I was like, God damn, dog. You got 280 fucking lewds out there? That's crazy. See, even Professor Snape can't believe this shit. Shout out to Microsoft Paint making this shit so much easier than me using the app on my phone to like edit little pictures. This right here is my biggest problem. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. This is actually where I draw the line. I know that me showing you guys these pictures, you would think that, oh, well, you're trying to make this girl look bad. No, I'm not, because the girl thought that they were good pictures. If she wants to show off her body, girls can show off their bodies. I'm not against girls showing off their bodies. Girls are going to show off their bodies at any chance they get. They'll show off their bodies in a protest if that's what it takes. No matter what, women are going to show off their bodies, though. Not all women, but no matter what, women are always going to show off their bodies. They think that it's empowering. They think that it's an act of defiance. It's just what they do. But this right here, I'm not cool with. The little lingerie wear, whatever the fuck it is, and nah, dog, not when you pregnant. That's just disrespectful. I don't know what to say, dog. And of course, what I see here, let me tell you what I see here. What I see here is a woman who's chasing that bag, right? This is a woman who is chasing that bag, who she's very driven to make money. And she has no problems going to any leaps to go get that money. If it comes to being through porn or comedy. Maybe even if she doesn't like it, maybe, I don't know. This is a woman who's driven, right? And the truth of the matter is, she's going down the path of least resistance. There's far and in between girls who they will resist doing that, and then you got girls who they may fight it and then realize that it's just easier to do this, and then you got those girls who they revel in this type of shit. I'm not against it or for it. I'm just noticing. That's all that I'm doing. And we all know back then when Harley Quinn exploded, all the girls was coming out with Harley Quinn cosplays. Though they didn't know shit about her, they didn't know shit about Batman, but they knew that that's where the money was. I've been doing work. Of course you have. Anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoy. And just remember, all we're doing is noticing. That's it. If they're going to make these decisions based on us, based on things that they don't know about, and they could just sit there and be like, oh, you don't make a certain amount of figures. Okay, well, I make those figures now. It doesn't matter. I make more, and I want somebody who makes more. Oh, you don't look the exact way I want you to look. Oh, you're not as tall as the way I want you to be. If they can sit there and do that to you guys, us guys should be able to do it back to them. In this case, if I ran into Lauren Compton, and I know there's going to be them people out there, oh, well, she's out of your league anyway. I'd be like, oh, the 7's out of my league? All you got to sit there and say to yourself is, well, we're always out of the league. This is the reason why whenever you try to reach in for a snack, here comes her friend, the Fridges, trying to block you like as though she's an endangered animal. Because the snack, who isn't as corrupted as these other girls, isn't as fucked up as these other girls, are decent individuals. You got to keep girls grounded. Everybody needs to be grounded from time to time. I think that is fair. Her life is not going anywhere in the wrong direction. Us guys, we got to do better, or we're gonna continue to be left behind because we're sitting here, we're putting women up on a pedestal. Did porn, got married to a guy just for a green card, has no problem having a baby, yet still showing off her body. And she's hitting these speed bumps and doing 900s like it's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, right? So for us guys, we just need to arm ourselves with knowledge and just do better. That's all. Anyway, that's the video. Catch you guys next time. Peace. Wait, let's go back to my favorite picture.